Once, a man named Paul had a dog named Dakota whom he loved and cared for. They were inseparable, going on walks and spending all day together. Paul also used Dakota to breed puppies, which he sold for a good amount of money. However, as time went on, Paul became unable to take proper care of Dakota. Instead of finding her a new home or taking her to a shelter, he made a tough decision. He led Dakota deep into the forest and left her there, feeling lonely and abandoned. Years later, something incredible happened. Something Dakota could never have imagined. Dakota was a wonderful mother who loved and cared for each of her puppies from the moment they were born. However, she had a peculiar characteristic. Her puppies looked very much like wild wolves. This happened because she had once mated with a wolf, and her subsequent litters all bore a strong resemblance to the wild predators in the forest. Despite this, her owner, Paul, was amazed by the uniqueness of the puppies and didn't mind. The puppies' exotic appearance made them highly valuable, and Paul sold them at a high price. Unfortunately, after giving birth to 4 litters, Dakota's health began to suffer, and the veterinarians advised against breeding her again. This marked a change in Paul's behavior towards Dakota. He became distant and less caring, seeming to lose interest in her as a pet. One day, Paul took Dakota for a walk, and they ventured deep into the forest. When they reached a distant point, Paul removed her collar and threw a stick for her to chase, but something felt different. Dakota loved playing fetch, and she happily chased after the stick, chewing and rolling with it. But when she looked up, she realized she was all alone. She called out for her owner, Paul, but he was nowhere to be found. She searched for him but couldn't see any sign of him. It slowly dawned on her that she had been left behind, abandoned. Feeling sad and lost, she curled up and fell asleep on the leaves. When she woke up, it was dark and cold, but she sensed that she wasn't alone. There was another animal nearby, and she could smell it. Out of the darkness came a big gray wolf. Surprisingly, Dakota wasn't afraid. She approached the wolf, and they sniffed each other for a while. Then the wolf lay down, and Dakota joined him, lying next to him. It turned out that this was the same wolf she had mated a few years ago. They remembered each other and felt a deep bond between them. The wolf sensed that Dakota was sad, and he promised to protect her. He was the leader of his pack, and when the other wolves approached Dakota aggressively, he intervened and made them accept her as part of their group. In the following months, Dakota became fully integrated into the wolf pack. Even though she missed Paul, it became evident that he had abandoned her. She formed close bonds with all the wolves, playing and grooming them, but her true talent was being a caring mother. When the opportunity arose, she got to showcase her parenting skills once again. Once, a female wolf had given birth to 3 cubs, but the process had taken a toll on her, and she sadly passed away from exhaustion right after their birth. Fortunately, Dakota, the dog who had become part of the wolf pack, stepped in to help. She cared for the newborn wolf cubs, just like she did with her own puppies. Dakota nursed them, groomed them, and taught them important skills they needed to survive in the wild. As the wolf cubs grew, Dakota remained watchful and protective, treating them as if they were her own. She felt it was her responsibility and did it with pride. However, as they reached the age to leave and form their own pack, Dakota experienced the same sadness she felt when Paul gave away her own puppies. Time passed, and Dakota continued to enjoy life in the forest. She loved to stretch her legs, go for walks, and even run as fast as she could. She played games just like she used to when she belonged to Paul. Dakota didn't realize that she had wandered too far from her wolf pack and into the territory of another group of wolves. These wolves didn't like having a dog around and saw her as an easy target for food. When she noticed their eyes watching her, she became scared and tried to hide, but it was too late. The aggressive wolf pack closed in on her, making her feel trapped and helpless. As Dakota thought she was about to be attacked, memories of her past life flashed before her eyes. She remembered being adopted by Paul and how much she loved him. She recalled all the puppies she had and how Paul had abandoned her in the forest. She also cherished the time she spent with the wolf pack, raising and caring for their cubs as if they were her own. Just when it seemed like there was no hope, 3 other wolves suddenly appeared from the darkness and attacked the aggressive ones surrounding Dakota. They came to her rescue and fought off the threatening wolves. In a stunning forest clearing, the wolf pack and the 3 mystery wolves engaged in an epic battle, fierce snarls echoing through the air. Teeth clashed, claws scraped against the ground, and fur flew in all directions as they fought for dominance. It was a breathtaking scene, like a clash of ancient titans. Meanwhile, Dakota had sought refuge, trembling and fearful behind a dense bush. Her heart pounded like a wild drum as she watched the intense fight unfold before her. She couldn't bear the thought of being caught during such a brutal clash. As the dust settled, the strange pack finally retreated, defeated by the sheer strength and determination of the three victorious wolves. These three champions stood tall and proud, their eyes gleaming with triumph. But it was when Dakota caught a glimpse of their faces that her heart leaped with joy. These were no ordinary wolves. They were the very same cubs she had tenderly cared for and raised as if they were her own. They had transformed into magnificent creatures, towering over her in size, but their familiar looks and unique scents gave them away instantly. Without hesitation, Dakota jumped up and rushed towards them, her tail wagging uncontrollably. She nuzzled and groomed each of them in turn, feeling an overwhelming sense of pride and love. They showered her with affection and gratitude, their eyes speaking volumes about the deep bond they had with their extraordinary mother. The incredible encounter proved that animals, regardless of their species, could share strong connections and care for one another. Dakota's unbreakable bond with her wolf cubs transcended the barriers of time and distance, reminding us that love and loyalty know no boundaries. This mesmerizing tale prompts us to reevaluate our perception of animals and their intelligence and emotions. Perhaps all along we have underestimated the depth of their feelings and the power of their connections. After hearing this amazing story, you might wonder if you would ever leave your beloved pet if you had no choice. The story reminds us to cherish and safeguard the special connections we have with our furry friends, because they show us that love and loyalty can overcome any challenges. The abandoned dog's life took a miraculous turn in the forest. She found unexpected companionship and love with a wolf pack, and her nurturing nature led her to care for their cubs as her own. When danger threatened her, the very same cubs she raised came to her rescue, proving that bonds between different species can be unbreakable. This heartwarming tale teaches us the enduring power of love and loyalty, even in the most challenging of circumstances. It shows that no matter how dire a situation may seem, hope and kindness can lead to incredible transformations. The abandoned dog's story reminds us to always keep our hearts open to the unexpected and to embrace the unbreakable connections we can form with all living creatures. So next time you see an animal in need, remember this incredible tale and be the hero they are begging for. Who knows? Perhaps something incredible will happen to you too.